Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are well. So today I am going to start a very interesting topic. This is your chapter number 11th, algebraic expressions. Okay, I have a suggestion for you also. While watching this video, you can use headphones for the better quality of the sound. Okay, now before starting the concept, before solving the sums related to the algebraic expression, I want to explain some fundamental concepts that are also important to understand the concept. So the first fundamental concept is constants. Okay, what is a constant or what are constants? Basically, constants are numerical values. Numerical values mean constant can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, -1, 2, 5 by 10, like this. All the numerical values are always constant values. And why we call these values constant values? Because its value can never be changed. Means 2 always remains 2. 2 cannot be 3, 2 cannot be 10. Even 10 always remains 10, it cannot be 0, it cannot be -1. So basically constant values are numerical values and their value cannot be changed, its value always remains same. So this is the definition of the constant. A symbol which has a fixed numerical value is called constant. Here I have written some examples. You can see 9, 3 by 5, under 2, 0. So like this you can take any value. All the values are the constant values. And you can see here also I have written 2 not is equal to 3 and 0 not equal to -1. Means the value of constant remains same all the time. It cannot be changed. So 2 remains 2. It cannot be 3, 0 remains 0, it cannot be -1, it cannot be 1, it cannot be 2. So like this. These are the values of constants. Okay, our next fundamental concept is variables. Variables or literals. So basically what are variables? Generally from the name it is clear that variable means whose values can vary. So it means variables are those values whose values are not fixed, whose values are not constant. And that is why when we are defining the variables, we are not using numerical values because of, as I just explained you, that the numerical values are always fixed. So that is why they are called constants. So what are variables? A symbol which is not a constant and which can be assigned various numerical values is called variable. So the variable quantities are those quantities whose value can vary. It means we can assign so many numerical values to the same variable. So that is why generally we are using x, y, z, p, q, r, m, n, a, b, c. So like this we generally use variables in the mathematics sums. Okay, after understanding the concept of constant and variable, now we are able to understand an algebraic expression. Okay, what is an algebraic expression? You can see an algebraic expression is a combination of constants and variables. It is a combination of constants and variables which are connected by one or more symbols of operation plus, minus, multiplication or division. So it means whenever we are writing an algebraic expression, it's always a combination of constant and variable. Here you can see 4 is a constant value and x is a variable. And one operator sign is between them. Here it is a sign of subtraction. And the next is 2xy. It is also a combination of constant variable plus z plus 8. So it can be 5x plus 3. So you can make many examples like this. Whenever we are writing an algebraic expression, so it is always a combination of constant and variables, and there is always a operator sign between them. It can be plus, minus, multiplication or division. Okay, now your next topic is types of algebraic expression. Okay, now the first type is monomial. What is a monomial? An algebraic expression having only one term is called monomial. It means those algebraic expressions in which only a single term is there is called monomial. For example, here minus 5x cubed by 2. It is only a single term, you can see. It can be 3. It means 3 is also only a single term. So it is also a monomial. This 7x by y, it is also a monomial. And the next is binomial. Okay, what is a binomial? An algebraic expression having two terms is called binomial. It means in those algebraic expressions in which only two terms are there are called binomials. So you can see the examples also here. This is 3x square plus 5y. This is 7 plus x. Here it is only of two terms. Even in the first case 3x square plus 5y. You can see there are two terms and a sign of plus is between these two terms. And here it is also there are two terms only, and in this case there are two terms. Okay, now the third type is trinomial. You can see trinomial. What is a trinomial? An algebraic expression having three terms is called trinomial. So you can see the example here is an algebraic expression has been written here. You can see there are three terms in this algebraic expression. This is 2x and y. So basically these three terms are there. Even you can see here this is 7x, this is the first term, this x square is second term, and this 11 is the third term. Even in this case there are three terms. So in your first term a list is given to you. This list is of some algebraic expressions are given to you, and we have to find that how many values are of constant and how many variables values are there. So I solve the sum on the board. You can see now I had already separated the constant values and the variable values. So first of all, constant values are under 3, 2 plus under 5, 2 is 3 by 4, minus 5, and this also 7 minus 2, because 7 minus 2 will become 5, and 5 is a constant value as I already explained. So all the numerical values are the constant values. So like the same way, I had also written the variables from the list. How I had written? Of course, in those values where the variables are used, all these values are variables. So here x, y, z. In this example, x, y, z. Here x square y divided by 2z. Like this, the variables are used. So these are the values of variables, and these are values, constant values. So I hope this sum is clear to all of you. So okay, now your second sum is how many terms are there in the polynomials. So polynomials are given to you and you have to find out that how many terms are there. Okay, now you can see the first part. This is second first part. This is 3x square plus 5x plus 8. Now you can see that there is a plus sign between the terms and you can count the terms. This is 1, 2 and 3. So number of terms in this case are 3. Okay, now see the second part. Here you can see this is px minus qy plus rz plus c. So you can see the plus and minus both signs are used here in this polynomial. And how many terms are there? You can see this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that is why I have written here number of terms is equal to 4. Is it clear? Okay, now the third part, this is also very important. So you have to understand this sum carefully. You can see this is ax multiplied by by. Here is the sign of division, 8 minus 3. So now here we have to solve this sum little bit, because we cannot say only by counting that there are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Number of terms are here 4. So this is wrong. So I already explained you that whenever we are finding the number of terms only separated by the sign of plus or minus. If there is a multiplication sign between them, if there is a division sign between them, then we cannot say that there are two terms like this. So we have to calculate first of all this one. So you can see ax multiplied by by. When I am multiplying these two terms, it will become directly ax by. And division sign is here, and you can see that 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. And in the next step you can see there is a division sign between these two terms. It means this a by is divided by 5. So you can directly write ax dy over 5. Now you can see there is only a single term, because there is no any addition and subtraction sign between any two terms. Only a single term is here. This is ax dy over 5. Ax dy we had multiplied and it will become ax dy over 5. So number of terms is equal to only 1. Okay, this sum is very easy. It's fourth part. Here 6x plus 7. You can see a plus sign between these two terms, and you know that this plus sign is separating these two terms. So you can simply count this is 1 and this is 2. So number of terms are 2. So okay, now in the third part we have to find that how many polynomials are monomial and how many are binomial and how many are trinomial. So in the third sum we have to find this one. Okay, so in the first sum you can see that 3abc, only this polynomial is given to us in the first part of the third sum, 3abc. Here you can see it is only a single term because there is no any other term, because of I already explained you when there is a sign of plus and minus, only these two signs separate the number of terms. So here the only a single term is there, so you can see that 3abc, so we can directly write it as it is a polynomial. As I already explained before starting the topic that those terms which has only a single terms are called monomial and those terms which has only two terms are called binomial. So you can directly write it, it is a monomial. Okay, now see the second sum, 2x square y. Here is a sign of division 4z. So we cannot say that there are two terms because of there is no any sign of plus or minus here. Here is a sign of division, it means we have to solve this. Okay, now see, this is 2x square y and this term is divided by this 4z, so we can write it in the denominator this 4z. And on the next step you can see there are some common factors between these two terms, it means we can cancel out this 2 to the 1, 2 to the 4. So here 2 to the 4 it will become 2 here, so then this is x square y over 2z. Now you can see only a single term is left here, so it will become a monomial. Is it clear? So now in the third part you can see it is 8x square minus 5. So there is a sign of minus between them, so it means there is a two terms in this polynomial. This is 8x square is a single term and this 5 is a single term, so this is 1 and this is 2. So there are two terms in this polynomial, so it is a binomial. Okay, now in the fourth part you can see fourth part, this is given to us 3x minus 5x square plus 7x cube plus 2. So you can see there is a sign, minus sign is also there, plus sign is for 2 times. It means these signs are separating the terms. So how many terms are there? You can see this is 3x, this is 5x square, this is 7x cube, this is 2, and you can count the number of terms 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there are 4 terms in this polynomial. So it means it doesn't fall in any type of polynomial which is given to us. So that is why I have written not a monomial, binomial and trinomial. So okay, now you can see the fifth part of third sum, 3x divided by 7y. As I already told you that only the plus and the minus sign decides the number of terms in the polynomial. So here is a division of here is a sign of division, so we cannot say that there are two terms. It means we have to solve this one first of all. Okay, now see, this is 3x divided by 7y, so that is why I took 7y in the denominator. Now it becomes a single term, you can see here only a single term is there, no any plus and minus sign is separating and this term with the another terms. So this is only the single term 3x over 7y, so that is why I have written here it is a monomial. So I hope this is clear to you. Okay, now the next is a very important sum. Why I am saying important? Because of some calculations are there that we have to do while solving this sum. So you can see this is 3x divided by 4y minus 5x square multiplied by y square. So basically if we count simply, then there are 4 terms, but this is not true. There are not 4 terms because of I already explained you, only the sign of plus or minus is deciding the number of terms in the polynomial. So if I am calculating, if I am saying this sum, you can see this is 3x divided by 4y. So in the next step you can write 3x divided by 4y. Clear? Minus sign will remain as it is. Now next, these two terms are multiplied with each other, 5x square multiplied by y square. So it will become 5 into 5x square multiplied by y square become 5x square y square. So now you can see there are two terms. This is the first term and this is the second term. Means 3x over 4y minus 5x square y square. So there are two terms now after solving. So it is a binomial. So okay, now you can see its seventh part. This is 3x cube plus 3x plus 5 over 7. So we can decide this is only a single term. Now how we can decide that how many terms are in there? So you know that you can see 7 is the LCM of 3x and 5. 3x plus 5 over 7. So you can write 7 separately over 3x also and 5x also. Plus sign will remain as it is between them. So because of the 7 is the LCM of both terms, so we can write separately 7 over 3x also and over 5 also. So it will become 3x cube plus 3x over 7 plus 5 over 7. So as you can see the plus sign is between the terms. Now you can calculate that how many terms are there. This is 1, 2 and 3. So it means there are 3 terms in this polynomial. So it is a trinomial. Okay. So now see its last part, 8th part of the third sum. This is 5 minus 4x square plus 7x cube plus 6x minus 8. So now you can see there are so many terms in this polynomial. Means if you count, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Means now we don't have any need to solve because of already the sign of minus, plus, minus sign. So all these signs are there. Not any sign of division and multiplication is there. So you just simply count the terms 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So there are 5 terms in this polynomial. So we can say that it is not falling under any category of the monomial, binomial and trinomial. So that is why I have written here. So this is not a monomial, binomial and trinomial. Okay, now before solving the fourth part, we have to understand some another concepts also. Then we are able to solve the fourth part. Okay, now what are these concepts? These are the numerical factors and the literal factors. Okay, what is the numerical factor and what is the literal factor? So I will explain you with the help of an example. Okay, first of all we will see the definition of the constant factor. Any factor which contains only constant factor is called a constant factor. Means those factors in which only a numerical value is there, only a constant value is there are called constant factors. And also literal factors, we can also say like this variable factors. Literal and variable word is same. This is for the variable we are using literal word. So literal factor, any factor which contains only literal is called literal factor. It means in those factors in which only variable terms are there, variable terms we know that if the variable terms are only there, that are called literal factors. Okay, I am going to explain this with the help of this example. You can see I have taken an example minus 4 by 3 xy square. I have taken a polynomial. Okay, now see, first of all we will make the factors of this polynomials. It is very simple. We have to just separate the constant term and the variable terms. How? By putting a multiplication sign between them. So it will become minus 4 by 3 multiplied by xy square. So I find the factors. Very simple is this. You have to just put the multiply sign between the terms to make the factors. So it will become minus 4 by 3 multiplied by xy square. So you can see this is this much only the numerical value. So it is a constant. So the constant factor is minus 4 by 3. And you can see this is the variable values or the variable terms. So the literal factor is equal to xy square. So this is only the way that we can find the variable factors and the constant factors. Okay, now the one thing is also very important. These factors are also called the coefficients. So you can write also it literal coefficients are xy square and constant coefficients is minus 4 by 3. So the factors and the coefficients we can use both terms here. If we want to find the constant factor, then we have to apply the same method. And if we want to find the constant coefficients, again we have to apply the same thing. the answer will be same in both cases. Again, in the case of variable factors, if we want to find the variable factors or the variable coefficient means the literal coefficients, then we have to write the same answer here. Okay, now in the fourth part we will use that explanation. We have to find the numerical factors and the variable factors, then we can write down the coefficients. Okay, now see the first part. This first part is given 3 by 7 ax square b cube c. Okay, I told you that first of all we have to make the factors. Simply we have to separate the numerical term and the variable terms by putting a multiplication sign between them. So it will become 3 by 7 multiplied a square b cube and c. Clear? So now you can see the numerical coefficient or the constant value is 3 by 7. So the numerical coefficient is 3 by 7 and the literal coefficient, the variable value, the literal coefficient is a square b cube o into c. So this is the answer. So okay, now see the second part of fourth sum, minus 7 p q into r square. Again we have to separate the numerical value and the variable values, again by putting a multiplication sign between them. So it will become minus 7 multiplied by PQR square. So the numerical coefficient is the numerical value, that is minus 7, and the literal coefficient is the variable values, that is PQR square. Okay, now see the third part. It is important, means we have to find a little bit after making a calculation that what are the variables and what are the constant terms are here. So this is 4 over 3 x square y. So how we can separate this? We can write 4 by 3. This 4 over 3 separately 4 over 3, because 4 over 3 is a numerical value, and then 4 we are taking with 3. Then there will be only a term left, that is 1. Because of if we are multiplying 4 with 1, then it will remain 1. 4 ones are 4. Over 3 we had already taken, and we have to separate this x square y. So this will become 4 by 3 into 1 over x square y. So this is the variable value and this is the numerical value. So numerical coefficient is 4 by 3 and the literal coefficient is 1 by x square y. Also the multiplication sign is there, 7 3 the 21 x square y, division sign as it is 4z. Okay, now this 21x square y is divided by the 4z, so we can take it in the denominator, so it will become 21x square y over 4z. And after that, now we have solved this term, and then we have to find the numerical factor and the literal coefficient. So how we can find? Again we are separating this numerical values 21 over 4 separately, and by putting a multiplication sign between them, we can write this x square y over this z. Only the variable value. So now the numerical coefficient is 21 by 4 and the literal coefficient is x square y over z. Okay, before starting the fifth part, we have to understand the degree of polynomial. Okay, what is the degree of the polynomial? Degree of the polynomial is the highest power of the variable in the given polynomial. Okay, see the definition. The highest power of the variable in a polynomial is called the degree of polynomial. Okay, I want to discuss one important thing with you also before writing the degree of the polynomial. That is, when we are writing the degree of the polynomial, even in that case we have to see that the given expression is a polynomial or not. We have to find this one also. Okay, so which is a polynomial? When if the powers of the variables in each term are non-negative integer, only in that case we can say that the given expression is a polynomial. See carefully again. The powers of the variables in each term are non-negative integer. Means the powers of the variable should be a non-negative integer. Only in that case we can say that this is a polynomial, and then we have to find the degree. Degree means the highest power of the variable. Okay, now you can see I had taken an example here, 7 by x square minus 5x plus 4, and when I took this x square in the numerator, then it will become 7x raised to power minus 2 minus 5x plus 4. So here the power is negative, and what we have studied just now, the power should be non-negative. So it means it is not a polynomial. Clear? Okay, I have taken another example also. This is 7x raised to power 3 by 2 minus 5x plus 4. So you can see in this case also the power is also although the power is not a negative, means it has not a negative sign, but it is not an integer. It is in a fraction. It is 3 by 2. So here it is also not a polynomial. Okay, now see first part. You can see this is given 1 by 5x cube minus under 2x square plus 4x plus 5. So first of all we have to see the power should be a non-negative integer. In this case all the powers of the variables are positive. It is 3, it is 2, it is 1. So it is a non-negative integer. So now we have to see the highest power in this polynomial. So you can see the highest power of the variable is 3. Like here the power is x square, here the power is 1, here the power is 2. So it means the degree of the polynomial is 3. Okay, now see the second part. So in the second part you can see 2x square y minus 5y cube plus 4xy plus root 7. Okay, now here the two variables are used. When we are writing the degree of the polynomial in which two variables are there, then we have to find the sum of the powers, and the largest sum of the powers is the degree of the polynomial. But here we have to firstly see that the power should be a non-negative integer. So now you can see this is 2x square y, this is 5y cube, and when I took this xy in the numerator, then it will become x raised to power minus 1, y raised to power minus 1, because the powers are in the denominator positive. When we took it into the numerator, because of all the time we have to take the powers in the numerator to make a polynomial, then it will become minus 1, minus 1. So it means the powers here become negative. So it is not a polynomial. So okay, now you can see the third part. Again the two variables are used, and when we are writing the degree of the polynomial which has more than one variables, then we have to find the sum of the powers, and the largest sum is the degree of the polynomial. Okay, now you can see here this is 3x square y raised to power 4, 3x is 6, y raised to power 2, and x into y raised to power 5. So first of all this is 2 and 4, we have to add 2 plus 4, the powers we have to add. 2 plus 4 is 6, and then 6 plus 2, it means the next powers are 6 and 2, and then we have to add this 6 and 2, so 6 plus 2 is 8, then 5, the power of the x is here 1, so 1 plus 5 is equal to 6, so we got 8 is the highest power, highest sum is 8, so the degree of the polynomial is 8. So I hope it is clear to you. So dear students, we had solved each and every sum. So now you can do the practice at your home. By watching this video you are able to understand the concept, you are able to understand the sum. Still if you have any confusion regarding any concept, then you can call me by contact number you have.